You need to come garden. You don't want to live on the street, especially if you're a student. If you're moving as an adult, you have friends and family. You can, but America is kind of different from Nigeria. People don't want to have. Okay, hello guys, welcome to my channel. It sounds so weird saying that. Anyway, so today is serious day, serious business. I just want to say thank you for all the people who liked, commented, watched, subscribed, like everything. It was amazing. I was so surprised at the level of support I received. So today I'm going to be talking about the first 3 things I learned when I moved to the United States. Yes. So initially, as I said in my past video, I moved for school. So it wasn't like I moved, like I immigrated. Now, let's see. The first thing I learned is that, 1, you will never, ever, ever get an apartment for less than $500. Yes, I said it. So, well. That's not a catch-all though. So it all depends on where you're moving to. So if you're moving to a densely populated area like DC, Maryland, Virginia, New York, California, no, couldn't work. Sorry, strictly English. So anyways, no, that is definitely not possible. Oh, okay. Coming from a humble background, my parents were willing to pay for my fees, for my masters, and then pay for my accommodation, upkeep, because obviously I didn't have the money for that. So initially my parents had told me, oh, okay, we can afford just $500 for your rent. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'll find something. So I went online. So you're looking at all those fancy apartments online and everything is so bougie. I'm like, hey, God, finally, I'll live alone, have a nice apartment, I'll throw parties. Anyways, so I started my search online. I'll be searching. I didn't see anything. Like the ones I'll see, they are far. You see maybe like 1 hour commute to my school. I'm like, what's all this? But anyways, eventually, I couldn't get an apartment from Nigeria. So the intention was, okay, when I get here, I'll continue my search. So when I got to the US, I decided, okay, let me go and start looking for where to live. Coming in, that is a different story. Don't worry, I'm going to make another video on that. So when I came in, started searching for an apartment, I went to so many places. It was crazy. As in $500, no. I know I got a place in Southeast DC, and if you know, Southeast DC is like one of the most dangerous areas in Washington DC. Even in the United States, really is dangerous. Like that's where they have like gangs, they shoot and stuff like that. And me, I not come to America to come and die. So anyways, I remember I got one apartment. I went there. It wasn't even an apartment actually. It was just a room in a house. So I went there. I'm like, okay, how is this going to work? And then it was like, I saw it. I was okay, not bad. I'm going to be living with elderly people. So not bad. And then I said, this area, is this safe? And the next one said, are you a Christian? I said, yes, I'm a Christian. I said, hey, don't worry, you're covered by the blood of Jesus. I said, eh? So anyways, it was just really, really terrible. Eventually, my parents had to bump it up to like 800. And I got a shoebox, room. I will try and insert a photo of that room if I could still get it. This room was tiny. Jesus, it was so tiny. But man, I was exhausted. Like I'd gone to so many places and like 500. How? Where? How can it work? Even now, I'm thinking about it. But that was then, obviously, I didn't know. But now thinking about it, I'm like, it was no. Sorry, please, no Yoruba on this channel. Strictly English, please. I intend to take my channel to the world. So, anyways, so that was it. And then eventually I got the tiny little room in a house, and for $800, which I was paying, it was including utilities and everything. Yeah, so that was it. I hope you've learned from that. Please don't try or even think of trying to look for an apartment from Nigeria. Like I think the best thing is just wait. When you get here, then you do your search and hold money. I know it's not easy, especially with the exchange rates. I know $500 is about, let me see, give or take now, $500 should be like 200K. Yeah, 200K. So per month. And then my parents were doing that, paying for upkeep. I didn't have any savings for my Nigeria work, So it wasn't like I had anything to contribute at that time. So I know it was a lot, but then I don't know. I just don't want us to have like unrealistic expectations when you're moving. But there's also something. If you want to share a room with someone, me, I didn't want that. I couldn't do that. Like room, like I don't mean share an apartment, a room like Moremi hostel. that you're sharing a room and then you are in the same room and you're bathing together, you're doing everything together. Then if you are doing that, then maybe you guys can get something for 1,000 and then both of you could split to 500 each. So that's number one. So number two, I am black. I did not know. Well, so it's not like I didn't know I was black. Obviously, I'm a black person. I'm Nigerian, I'm black, I'm African. But then when you're in Nigeria, you don't realize that you're black. But when you move here, that's like the first thing I noticed. People treat you differently because you're black. See, forget it. And I'm not even saying, yeah, obviously that's racism, but then people treat you differently because you're a black person. I just couldn't understand it. You know, coming from a place like Nigeria where how you look doesn't really matter, you know. I understand all this light skin and those kind of things. I know that's an issue as well, but that's not even what I'm talking about. Like, average person is black, you know. But here it's different. People tend to, I don't know, maybe I'll use the word underestimate you because you're black. So let me give an example of one of my experiences. So I remember when I was in school, when I started school, and then I can't remember, I think maybe it was a professor or I spoke in class or something, and then the person was like, "Oh, you speak English so well." I'm like, really? What am I supposed to speak? I don't get it. And I said, yes, my education has always been in English. So, oh, really? So you see people that are so educated, you see people that are professors, and then it's like, you people don't people know anything. But then you compare it to like Lagos or Lagosians. You know the way Lagosians are, that they think the whole of Nigeria is Lagos. I'm guilty. I'm guilty too. So I think that's the way most Americans are. They usually do not travel, so they're not even aware that there are other people everywhere that can actually communicate. So they have like really, really low expectation, and then when you do something, they are so wow, like, oh, really? Oh, I beg you. I've never experienced like outright racism, but then you know the way, very subtle things that you just know that. But the kind of person I am, I don't care. Maybe because I'm African, so I kind of we see things differently for maybe an African American that grew up here and understands all the struggles and stuff. But you know, me as an African, I don't really understand the struggle. Like, I'm not informed enough about the struggles to even have like a strong opinion on it. So, anyways, so that is number two. So in saying that, also there was also something I wanted to mention about being a black person. I think it can be looked at also as an asset. You should leverage on that fact that you are black and you have education and you have that knowledge, you know. So when you do stuff, you can always say, oh, from the African perspective, you know, that's always used to bubble them. From the African, because at least people don't know that one, I know that one. You know, I'm an authority when it comes to that. So say, yeah, from the African perspective, this is how we did, this is how we that. So anyway, so don't always look at it like, oh, it's a bad thing that you're black. No, it's not a bad thing, please. Melanin popping. Number three that I noticed. So I'm saying the things I noticed like early on. So I'm probably going to do other videos, talk about other things I came across. But anyways, so your accent. So as that's one other thing no one will tell you about that accent thing. You have an accent, or I have an accent, and they have an accent too. When you're talking, most times it's okay. Sorry. Hey, God, are you guys freaking? So they can't just hear you, and it is annoying. And then before you know, you're not faking accent. Me, my own is even worse. I can't even fake because it does not flow. So even when I'm trying to speak to someone that is not African born or whatever, it's usually like a hurdle. Now I think I'm actually getting a bit better at it and a bit more patient. Most times I don't even want to talk. I'm like, when they even say sorry 20 times, how can you even talk? It's just irritating. Like, what's all this rubbish? But anyways, or the one that they do that is annoying again is instead of sorry, they will not be nodding. You know when you are talking, I'm not nodding. You know that this one does not understand anything I'm saying. You are just nodding. I'm like, this person cannot obviously get me. This person cannot hear me. So that's one thing. Please be conscious of your accent. People will not hear you. You might not know you have an accent because we're coming from Nigeria. We all speak very similarly. Aside maybe our tribes and stuff, and it really doesn't make much of a difference. We can understand each other. But here, it's like no one understands you. They don't. They also have an accent. So when I came here also, I struggled to understand. Like, even I remember one of my classes, it was a struggle listening and understanding my professor in class. So I, like, the first few, should I even say first few weeks? Yes, the first few weeks I was frustrated because I know the thing about Americans, they have accents from different people that are from different areas of America. Some people are from the south, they're from the north, so their accents even differ, you know. So, anyways, I had a professor I remember that was teaching, and I'm just looking, and I'm like, hey, has my money not wasted? Because I can't hear anything this man is saying. So I struggled a lot. Like at inception, when I first got here, I struggled a lot with hearing and even understanding what they understanding, yeah, obviously when I hear then I understand, but then hearing what they're saying, I just couldn't hear. I was struggling, you know. So the thing is, the fact that them today are saying sorry to me every time, me too, I'm saying sorry back. So it's a sorry thing. So, anyways, yeah, so I think that's the third thing I learned. And after a while, I think because maybe my brain knew that I'd not come to this country to come and count bridge. So I need to better do something about my ears. So I think after a while, I think I got more comfortable and I started to understand or at least hear better, even with my classes. So it got better after a while. So if you're just coming in and you struggle with at least understanding what they're saying, just know that it's going to get better. Definitely get better. You get used to their accent and their way of speaking, so you don't need to keep asking them to repeat themselves over and over again. So those are the three things. Then regarding the fact that you're black, if you're a black guy, just be expecting the nod. You know what? For ladies, ladies now. For ladies, no, ladies don't really send you. But you know when you're a black guy and you're walking on the road, you see a black guy walking, they just give you the look. And they nod, and you nod back like, yeah, I see you, I see you, my guy, my guy. So yeah, please expect that as a black guy. So when you see a guy looking at you, know that he's looking at you like, oh, you're my guy, man. And that was like a black guy. If a white person is looking at you like that, I don't, maybe you run because I don't know what that means. But as a black person and he's looking at you like that, you too, just nod. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, those are the first three things I learned. The fact that you can never ever forget it. Get a $500 apartment in Washington D.C., the capital of United States of America. Could work. Second thing, you're black. Know that you're black. Accept that you're black. Leverage upon that fact. And then 3, the fact that you have an accent, and never forget, they also have an accent. So yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. Thank you. Have a great week. Bye.